Amity Zone. A few days later, Amity Arena, the vital festival resumes. The people are now back and more safer as Jaune was now more present and deployed in force to protect the public safety. The doubles matches resume as. Imagine that Weiss, who is better in this story, won her match against Flint while Neon kicked Yang's ass. But the curb stomp came when it was Shadow and Sonic's matches as they dominate their opposition, climbing the ranks. The only one who reached the finals was Ruby, who was better due to Jaune's training her skills with her side, made those who looked down at her look like a fool. When Neon was able to kick the scythe away from Ruby, she feigned weakness, making Neon smirk and try to land the finishing blow. Flashback. Ruby was finally able to find an opening trying to finish her spar with Jaune only 4. Ruby to get sweep kicked and she landed on her, but Jaune. Remember Ruby, those who think they won are the most vulnerable. Try and watch for that during battle. Flashback end. Neon got in close as Ruby somersault and hit her in the chin, stunning her as she used her semblance to get to Crescent Rose and gets into Neon's blind side and... My recording, by the way. Port. And winner by knockout. Ruby Rose. In the bleachers. Sonic. Man, she did it. I guess she will be fighting one of us next? Shadow has his arms closed and just grunts. Young. Aw, he's trying not to be proud of his little student. Shadow. Why you jealous? I taught her well.
Young.
An anime arrow stuck her in the head. Blake. You made your bed, now sleep in it, Young. The randomizer sprung to life as it chooses the next match. Oobleck. Oh, here comes the next challenger. Shadow versus Ruby. Ruby looked up to see her boy, teacher, and fist pump at him as he nods and teleports to the arena. He squares up with Ruby as she holsters Crescent Rose. Oobleck and Port. Fight. Port. OH. Now that is unexpected. What could little Miss Rose be thinking? Shadow didn't pull any punches for Ruby's sake, but he kept his most dangerous powers for emergency. He chaos controlled away. Ruby, 0.6 seconds. Unless he has improved it. She felt air come from the back of her head as she instantaneously turned into rose petals and scatter. Shadow, huh? You never showed this during training. Ruby within the petal storm. I was saving my best to impress you, teach. I hope I can make you even more prouder of me. Shadow, how many times do? Then he heard air whistle to the right of his ear as a scythe swung and he dodges and conjures a chaos spear, but as soon as he readies to launch the scythe turned to petals. His eyes rapidly scans the area. And he narrowly dodges a sniper shot for ear, but he felt something off as a ringing sound caused him to lose balance. In the bleachers. Young. Dang, she was able to slow Shady down. Partner, why are you covering your ears? Blake. Ruby warned me to since it seems she's using bullets with certain shapes that causes something akin to a dog whistle. It doesn't hurt the faunus watching TV and in the farther bleachers, but we're too close for it to hurt. Weiss. Hold on, why is Sun not affected? They saw him watching along with other faunus. Velvet. He doesn't have an ear appendage, me and Blake have, and I didn't get the memo. Ow. Coco helps covers her ears by folding it for her and giving Velv her beret. Fox. Even with my improved hearing, it seems to only affect animals. He hears whimpering as Spy was in pain as Omega scanned the audio frequency and created a chaos bubble and put Spy in. Omega. Reassurance, it is okay, little one. I soundproofed the barrier. Shadow. Arc. You have been studying and practicing. Ruby. Yeah. She reforms at his back and... As he was kicked to the side, he spun and recovered and chaos controlled, and Ruby turned into petals again. He rapidly teleport all over trying to make Ruby reform. She reformed and fired at one of his teleport destination as he moved his foot, and a bullet destroyed the ground as it was an explosive round, sending him flying upward, and he rights himself and gotten more serious. He used Chaos Controller performance as he slowed time to a crawl and saw Ruby reforming below him as he teleports down, and he gave her a heavy punch in the stomach. Time resumes as Ruby was blown away as she slides on the ground. Not only her aura, but she put on some muscle that softened the blow. If this was on the early days of Beacon, she would be puking by now, and she will be called Vomit Girl rather than Crater Face. Ruby, asterisk cough. Cough, asterisk that hurts. She then turned to Petals again as she speeds around Shadow. Shadow was cut all over after he slams into the ground. Ruby was worried, but she knew him well. He got back up covered in cuts and bruises. Shadow, that was the best fight after the attack. You have gotten really better, Rubes. She unknowingly smiled but remained focused. And Shadow respected her strength to show her his and ended the battle. Ruby fell down to the ground from Shadow's full speed. Port, and that's the match. Miss Rose's aura is depleted. Applause. He picked her up bridal style as she looks at him groggily. Ruby, you're too strong. Shadow, and you made me go all out, compared to most here. She smiled and fell asleep in his arms, and he carried her to the infirmary.
Moments later.
Ozpin, and there you have it. Only 2 remain, and this battle will be legendary. Port, in this corner Sonic, go on, read it out loud. He screams from the arena. Port, he is the protector of the innocent. The shadow that villainy fears, he is the blue justice. Sonic the Hedgehog. He walks up waving his hands at everyone as they cheer. Sonic, thank you, I love you all. Tails gives him a thumbs up. Knuckles and Rouge were watching him from T to B. Knuckles, go forth and win with honor. Rouge was just enjoying some popcorn. Port, and in this corner, the hero of Vale, the man that even Grimm fear. He is the embodiment of hope, the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog. Cheers and applause. His friends from the bleachers were cheering for him. Penny, go and win, little brother. Blake and Weiss were clapping. Nora was yelling. Run was waving flags. Young was whistling. Ruby was able to regain consciousness and join in the cheering. Then the 2 titans stand off. Sonic, you ready to live? Shadow, you ready to learn? Ozpin, fight.